like to thank all of you for attending to support them. Now, for our seniors and their families. First up, please help me welcome Madison Pickle, 23. Maddie is escorted tonight by her parents, Bobby and Todd, her big sister Jordan, and her twin sister Kylie. Maddie has been playing soccer since she was 4 years old and has played for Oak Ridge for the last 4 years. Maddie has committed to further her soccer career at William Jessup University, where she will study biology. Her aspirations are to have a career in forensics or genetic counseling. Maddie's favorite Oak Ridge soccer memory is getting throat punched during her freshman year. Maddie's parents would like her to know, we are so incredibly proud of you. You are an amazing human in every way, and we are lucky to be able to watch you flourish into an amazing woman. Ladies and gentlemen, Maddie Bickle. Next up, we have our co-captain, number 12, Abby Coeli. Abby is escorted tonight by her parents, Jackie and Carlo, and her brother, Kellen. Abby has been playing soccer for 12 years and has played for Oak Ridge for the last 4, 3 of those years spent on the varsity squad. Abby will be attending and playing Division I soccer at George Washington University in Washington, D.C., where she will be studying political science and government. Abby's favorite Oak Ridge soccer memory is winning the section championship in the 21-22 season. Abby's parents would like her to know, we are so proud of you. You worked so hard in the classroom and on the field and have been such a great role model for your brother. Watching you play and develop as a soccer player has been one of the joys of our lives. We are excited to see you take your soccer to the next level at GW while making new memories, meeting new people, and expanding your view of the world. We cannot wait to go on the journey with you. Love, Mom, Dad, and Kellen. Ladies and gentlemen, Abby Coeli. Next up, we have Audrey Ewing, number 15. Audrey is escorted tonight by her parents, Janice and Hayes, and her brother, Wesley. She has been playing soccer for 10 years and Oak Ridge for the past 4 years, 1 year on varsity. Audrey plans on attending a four-year university after graduation. Her favorite Oak Ridge soccer memory is when my mom wore a panda head to cheer us on junior year. Audrey's parents would like her to know, to the best daughter ever, we are so proud of you and your hard work. Love you, Mom, Dad, and Wes. Audrey Ewing. Next up, we have number 2, Tara Johnson. Tara is escorted tonight by her parents, Megan and Mike, and her brother, Brett. She has been playing soccer for 12 years and is a 4-year Oak Ridge soccer varsity player. After high school, Tara plans on majoring in nursing and becoming an RN. Her favorite Oak Ridge soccer memory is going undefeated last year. Tara's parents would like her to know, we are so proud of you. Keep up the good work and enjoy your senior season. Ladies and gentlemen, Tara Johnson. Next up, we have number 18, Caitlin McCoy. Caitlin is escorted tonight by her parents, Katie and Mike. She has been playing soccer for 13 years and has played Oak Ridge varsity for the last 4. Caitlin plans on attending a 4-year university to study environmental science and play soccer, of course. Her favorite Oak Ridge soccer memory is winning the section championships her freshman year. Caitlin's parents would like her to know, may your dedication and loyalty to the team be inspirational to others who follow in your footsteps. Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin McCoy. Next up, we have number 21, Madison Mercado. Maddie is escorted tonight by her dad, Coach Efren, and her mom, Melanie, and her little brother, Bryant. And also here in spirit, her brother, Sean, who is playing in his JV game tonight. She has been playing soccer for 14 years and has played for Oak Ridge for the last 4. This is her first year on varsity. After graduation, Maddie plans to attend a four-year university and major in journalism. Her favorite Oak Ridge soccer memory is when she scored her goal against Folsom after coming back from an Achilles injury her junior year. Maddie's parents would like her to know, "We love you, Maddie. Keep being a great teammate and person. Love, Mom, Dad, Sean, and Bryant." Maddie Mercado. Next up, we have number 9, Annabelle Price. Annabelle was business voted tonight by her parents, Jamie and Travis, and her brothers, Henry and Noah. She has been playing soccer for 12 years, 4 of those on Oak Ridge Varsity. Annabelle is committed to playing soccer at CSU Monterey Bay, where she will be studying kinesiology. Her favorite Oak Ridge soccer memory is going undefeated last year. Annabelle's parents would like to say, "We are so proud of the amazing person you are and all that you have accomplished. Can't wait to watch you play at MB. Go Otters." Annabelle Price.
Yeah! Honor.
Next up, we have our other co-captain, number 19, Samantha Torres. Sam is escorted tonight by her parents, Melanie and O'Meara. She has been playing soccer for 13 years and Oak Ridge Varsity for 4. Sam has committed to further her soccer career at Chico State and will be majoring in nursing. Her favorite Oak Ridge soccer memory is making my PK and winning the NorCal State title. Sam's parents would like to say, "Congratulations on another great high school season. We are so proud of you." Sam has worn number 19 this season in honor of her little sister, Sophia. You know, Sophia is shining down on her big sister and is so proud of her. Samantha Torres, ladies and gentlemen. And our final senior tonight is number 4, Natalie Withers. Natalie is escorted tonight by her parents, Jennifer and Brad, and her brother, Nick. She has been playing soccer for 13 years and has played for Oak Ridge for the last 4 years. Natalie plans to attend a 4-year university after graduation, majoring in biology. Her favorite Oak Ridge soccer memory is playing on a team that went undefeated all season. Natalie's parents would like her to know, "We are so proud of all you do. Have fun." Natalie Withers. Seniors, as you stand on the field this evening, take a moment to look into the crowd, look at your teammates and your coaches and your fellow seniors, and remember how this day made you feel, as it is a feeling you will remember the rest of your life. You will not remember the wins and losses of every season, but the people that went on that journey with you, those that stood by you through the toughest of times and celebrated the extraordinary wins. This is a very special time of your life, so cherish every moment. Best of luck, seniors. We are all here today cheering you on. And remember, no matter where you go in life, from this moment, you will always be part of the Oak Ridge soccer family. Congratulations.
Hello and welcome to tonight's production by TPSM. It's the Whitney Wildcats against the home Oak Ridge Trojans. Women's soccer tonight. The 9-4-6 Wildcats taking on the 6-2-3 Trojans. I'm Chris Maffio, joined by my color analyst Brian Sanjorzen. And Brian, this is our first time seeing women's soccer this year, broadcasting it. So what do you expect tonight? You expect them to pick up where they left off last year, the Northern California Championship?
I do. They have a lot of returning artillery, such as Sam Torres, who's unfortunately out tonight, but they have Abby Kaoli, and they have a really great team that can take them. They take the team very far.
Well, obviously, we went undefeated last year. This year's 2 losses on the season, but still 6-2-3, very good record. But Whitney, 9-4-6, even a better record than Oak Ridge. Although they've been on a little bit of a slide their past 5 games, lost 3 of their last 5. This one's going to roll out.
But thus far this season, the Wildcats have had a great year. They're proving to be one of the big contenders coming out of the Sierra Foothill League.
Sierra Foothill League, one of the hardest divisions to compete in Northern California, or all of California for all sports.
I agree. It's a lot of great competition for the Trojans here. But it's going to be a tough year, but they went through this type of competition last year as well.
We're able to win the Sac Joaquin section, as well as league, and then Northern California Championship.
Which was a 2-2 thriller that went to penalties against Buchanan.
What a game that was. Whitney trying to get their offense going here. This one's going to go out. The crosser gets to Lily Berliner. Now, it's number 18, Gabby Starr, the junior.
Looks like the Trojans are really putting on the defensive pressure thus far.
It's what they were so good at last year. Not surrendering a single goal in all their playoff run until the section finals against Buchanan. This one's off the crossbar.
What an opportunity.
It was way downtown.
Oh,
a snipe.
man.
Just bounces off the crossbar. And a break of luck for the goalie, Paige Silva, the junior.
What a shot there by the Whitney attacker. If that was a little bit to the right, already would have been 1-0 for the Wildcats. But a lucky break there for the Trojans.
Not so sure Silva was expecting a shot from that far, but...
I mean, who would?
No, that was from
It was a rocket.
the 30-yard line.
That was a great awareness there by goalkeeper Paige Silva there to make sure that it doesn't turn into a 1-0 affair.
Out on Whitney. So Oak Ridge the ball now. Whitney putting on the offensive pressure early. Now a chance for the Trojans. And this is Samantha Liotti with the throw-in.
Samantha Liotti had a massive year last season. Coming in as a sophomore, had a great year.
Now the sophomore Heinlein. Stellar season last year as a freshman. Huge role in their championship team from last year. I went undefeated.
Hannah Heinlein played an enormous role.
Shot on the goal and it's scooped up and saved. Well, that shot did not quite have the surprise factor as the last one, as it rolls harmlessly into the arms of the Whitney goalie.
It didn't, but I think it was a great shot for the Trojans just because it showed the Wildcats that they are gonna have their shots on goal regardless of how about which team has more possession, and they're still a threat even without the vast majority of the possession.
Trying to put the pressure on early for both teams. Both teams one shot on the goal.
Quite early in this match too, only about 5 minutes has passed.
Oakridge on the offensive. This is Tara Johnson, and it is looks like Price had a lot of ground to cover to make up. She can't quite save the ball as it rolls out. Whitney throwing.
Price is going to be a big part of this this game if the Trojans are going to pull out this win tonight against the very great Whitney Wildcats this season. She's going to be an important part tonight.
Annabelle Price, a senior committed to California State University, Monterey Bay. This one just off the top of the crossbar. Rebound. Goes in.
What a great goal there by the Trojans.
That was Maddie Beekle, William Jessup commit for soccer, also a senior, honored in tonight's senior night celebration. And she makes this 1-0.
That was a great attacking possession there by the Trojans. Even if the shot hit the post, it was a great job there by Madison Beekle that she was there and aware and making sure that she was able to give the Trojans another opportunity at goal, which led to the first goal.
Oh, that one almost was dangerous. That was Samantha Liotti getting her foot on that ball. It goes out, but she got past the Whitney defender. That would have been a one-on-one shot on the goal. Make it 2-0 in the span of 30 seconds.
The Wildcats dodged a bullet right there.
Ooh, that was close.
That was great. That was great defensive pressure there by the Wildcats. Really putting the pressure there on Silva to make a quick decision, or that could have been costly for the Trojans. That could have easily led to a goal.
Looked like Lakely Perkins, the junior committed to UC Davis, almost getting that one and getting past Silva. Would have been an easy goal for her. Silva would have been behind her. Now Whitney applying some offensive pressure.
It looks like the Wildcats aren't letting their 1-0 deficit affect their game plan and their approach to this match, because now they have to apply even more pressure on the Trojans to tie this back up.
Both teams played on Wednesday night. Whitney at Folsom getting a 1-0 victory to snap a 2-game losing streak. And Oakridge versus Del Oro 0-0 draw. Before that, Oakridge won 3 of 4, 2-0 at Whitney. these same Wildcats we're seeing tonight, and then lost 1-0 against Rockland, 3-0 against Folsom. Always feels good for an Oak Ridge team to beat Folsom.
Always.
And 2-1 over Granite Bay, in Granite Bay. There's a chance for Whitney to score. That's Coyote taking it away. Some great defense. This one finds... He's trying to find it, looked like Donnie Haas, but it's too far for her, and it goes out.
But that was a great idea on the attacking front for the Wildcats there. Get a cross to the left flank to maybe get it into the left corner, because Silva wasn't really anticipating that long cross. If the Whitney attacker was able to get there, that could have been a great shot on goal for them.
Pressure by Whitney. They're relentless with the backfield pressure there.
They're going to have to get back in this game tonight.
Well, it's only 1-0. It's pretty early. Just a little more than 10 minutes to go.
True, but if the Wildcats get another goal, if the Trojans get another goal in the Wildcats, that's going to put them in a really bad position, even though it's quite early, because it can change the entire swing of momentum all into the Trojans' favor.
It's important to mention that Whitney has controlled for the most part time of possession. Oak Ridge with that one possession able to capitalize on it.
I think one of the Trojans' strengths are their ability to counterattack off of a great defensive possession or a great play, because they're able to get it from one another at a fast pace, which that gives them their lethal counterattack.
So Abigail Thumb had a fast break opportunity. It goes out.
The Wildcats are going to have to watch out for Abigail. She's quite fast on the track. She's one to watch on that right flank over there. If she can get some free roaming, then she can make a lot of things happen there.
Of course, you know a lot about track as a athlete yourself.
I think I do. I know a little bit.
You can follow all Oak Ridge sports on @TrojanPride80 on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and now TikTok. More coverage of Oak Ridge sports, especially now as spring sports are going to be underway in a couple months. Crazy to think that. Feels like we were just doing our first football game a few weeks ago. Now already looking at spring sports.
Yep, time is flying, and now sports such as track, men's volleyball, baseball are coming in full swing. Gonna be an exciting spring sports season.
Looks like Dickey to throw it in. Haley Dickey, a sophomore on last year's team, and had some great defensive plays down the stretch to get a championship home for Oak Ridge last season. As here's a scoring opportunity for the Trojans. It's Thumb with the crosser, and it's not quite there, as it was Samantha Liotti not quite able to get there in time, but a beautiful cross nonetheless. Well defended by Whitney as well.
That was a great play there by Thune. There just wasn't anyone there for on the Trojan side to receive it, but it was a great idea by her, and I like the attacking pressure that the Trojans are giving the
And
Wildcats.
this one saved.
But the Trojans do have quite a lot of great sophomores and juniors this year. The future of this team is quite bright.
It's always been. Oak Ridge has always been a perennial soccer contender, especially women's soccer.
And the men's are now starting to be on the come up. So Oak Ridge soccer is starting to be a threat on all levels. Which is fun for us.
Fun for us, especially calling soccer games, and especially next year, it'll be fun.
I'm excited for next year.
One sophomore starting tonight, Heinlein, and a few seniors, but the rest of them are juniors, so getting a lot of varsity experience for next year, and they expect to be a contender next year for sure. Still good this year, of course.
The Trojans have always been able to be massive contenders, as they were last year, this year, and as many expect them to be next year.
Scoring opportunity up in the air and saved.
There's a great little sequence that led up to that shot. It was blocked, but I think it was a great sequence there by the Trojans. Those little small passes and back and forth kind of reminded me a little bit of the Tiki Taka from Prime Barcelona a little bit.
Price was working on a Whitney defender, but it goes out. Whitney throwing. Oak Ridge with relentless pressure, now a chance to score. It's Olivia Marsh.
The Wildcats are not afraid to be physical on the defensive end, which has been surprising the Trojans to say the least, because they haven't been expecting this much physicality on the attacking end from the Wildcats.
There have not been many calls this game, so for the most part, they've just let them play.
Which is always a good thing. That the refs aren't going to call every little thing, because it's more entertaining, I think, when not as many things get called and the flow of the game doesn't get interrupted.
It looks as if a Whitney player is down. She gets up. Looked like Lauren Hunter, the junior Santa Clara University commit. Good to see her get back up and walk it off. The clear limp.
Good to see it was nothing serious. But I don't know if it's just me, but I think there's quite a lot of commits here between these two teams.
There are 3 commits on Whitney and looks like 5 for Oak Ridge. Or 4 for Oak Ridge. Scioli, George Washington University, Samantha Torres, who's not playing tonight, Chico State commit. And there's a Chico State commit on Whitney, Devin Costo. So they'll be playing together next year up in Chico.
Currently rivals, and then in a year, teammates. And the co-captains are Abigail Kaoli and Samantha Torres.
One of the captains not playing tonight, as we said, Torres. And one of the biggest parts of this team, especially last year in the championship run. So for her to not be playing tonight is a big loss for the Trojans. We saw her in crutches before the game. It's obviously a concerning sight. This pass doesn't find anyone.
She's an important figure for the Trojans. She was able to make that state title decisive PK against Buchanan, which led to the regional championship. So Sam Torres is an enormous piece of the Trojans, and hopefully they can get her back soon.
When we spoke to her at Winter Media Day about a month ago, she said the sense of relief that went over her after kicking that PK was enormous. It's like the entire weight of the world lifted off her shoulders.
Can't even imagine how much pressure she must have felt then.
So a team leader and great player. So a big loss for the Trojans, but you have other seniors like Price, who has the ball right now, holding it down in her absence.
So the Trojans are very much in good hands. But with Torres, they're even more powerful.
Oak Ridge has been applying consistent offensive pressure.
Possession has seemed to go back and forth quite often
We
recently.
approach near the halfway minute of the first half. Be a free kick for the Trojans. Looks like it's Kaylee Dickey. Up in the air, and the header is a little to the right of the goal and won't go in. So a sigh of relief for Whitney. So that almost could have been dangerous, could have been 2-0. But an excellent kick by Dickey finding her target downfield.
There are also some big events in professional sports this weekend.
Especially NFL Conference Championship weekend, one of the best weekends in sports. So, what are your picks for Sunday's games?
I think the 49ers and the Cincinnati Bengals are going to meet in the Super Bowl in Arizona. And
That'd
I can
be
see
Incredible Super Bowl.
I can
third time
already
those
see
teams have met.
our VP Charlie Limoncelli heavily disagreeing with us.
As a Niner fan, I'd love to see us win, but that game against the Eagles, very difficult.
It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
And Mahomes versus Burrow is going to be a huge game, too.
Holmes versus Burrow Part 4, sign me up. Although, Holmes with that ankle sprain might be not to the full percentage. Here's a shot on the goal, a little tall, off the hands of the goalkeeper and above the net, so no goal.
What a great shot there.
It was a snipe from like the 25-yard line. So it'll be corner kick.
It was a great shot there from distance, about the 20-yard line. Just went over the goal post on the very top, but great opportunity there and great job by the Trojans there by getting this corner.
It was Bichelle, the senior, almost had her second goal of the night. Interested to know why they did not install the nets behind the back of the end zone and goal box, as it creates a really long run for goalies, players to retrieve the ball.
It does. I'm surprised also. I wonder why they didn't put it.
Last year there was a net, saved a lot of time, so you can expect a good amount of extra time added on to the end of this half.
As well as the second half, I'd imagine.
Yep.
So there's still plenty of time for the game to completely turn around.
It's Heinlein. Shot on the goal from distance. It's caught and saved. Now I think it's time, Whitney, you've been on the defensive for about 10 minutes now. You need to get some offense going.
Yeah, the Wildcats have been on their back foot for the last 10 or so minutes, as you said. They have to start putting some pressure on the Trojans to tie this game up, or it might not be a great night. Might not be a great rest of the night for the Wildcats.
Opportunity for the Trojans now. Spinning around for a while. Will there be a shot? There will be, and it'll go in. 2-0 Oak Ridge.
2-0 Oak Ridge.
This Is that Bickle again?
I believe so. With her brace.
Second of the night.
Madison Bichelle with the brace. She has been very much aware tonight of where the ball ends up after a block or a hit off the goalpost. She has been incredibly aware of where the ball is at all times when she's in the box, which has led to her 2 goals. So she has been playing quite incredible tonight.
That ball was spinning around in the goal box for quite a while. Sort of knew if a Trojan got to it, it'd be an easy goal. Now it's definitely time for Whitney to put on the offensive pressure.
The Wildcats cannot afford another goal. It's going to be very, very difficult to come back if you're the Whitney Wildcats right now, or if the Trojans score another goal.
Still 2-0, not impossible to come back from. Just ask France, but going down 3-0 in halftime is not a position you want to be in, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the last position you want to be in. But as you said, even the pros can lose massive leads.
It's Bichelle again.
Bichelle has been all over the field tonight. Everywhere that you look, Bichelle has been there, on the ball, off the ball, having
Chance
big
for
impact.
the Wildcats. Working on the goal and tripped up.
Oh.
We'll see what happens here.
Is that a penalty, I believe? Referee's
Looks like
pointing
it
to the
might have
box.
been.
Wow, if this is a penalty. This could start shifting the momentum there.
Great opportunity for Whitney if this is a penalty. But it does not look like it'll be.
Oh. Oh, wow, goal kick. Wow. Okay.
Trojans have just been excellent on defense tonight. Oh, this one gets blocked. It's not too scary for Oak Ridge. Could have gone the other way with it and had a one-on-one shot on the goal.
I think the Trojans were a little fortunate there to not have that penalty for the Wildcats, because that one goal alone could have changed everything. But the Wildcats are now on top of the Trojan defense.
It was blocked again.
Whitney has been picking up the pressure recently.
This one will go Whitney's way.
The Trojans have been on their back foot ever since they scored, ever since Bichelle scored her brace. Ever since then, the Wildcats have been on top of the Trojans. They have been pressuring them.
Free kick for Whitney. Trying to find, looks like, number 5, Lily Berliner. But that one goes out the back of the end zone or goal box. Luckily, there's someone back there to retrieve it. We applaud you for saving us about 30 more seconds.
Very much appreciate it.
Pressure from Whitney, and they are able to block
Ooh.
that one, but takes a lucky bounce for Oak Ridge as they just kick this one away over the fence.
Oak Ridge has to be careful in their own box. If the Wildcats keep this up, it's hard to not see them score a goal.
Whitney has just been charging Oak Ridge players in their own box. And eventually, at some point, that aggressive offense is going to pay off for them. As this shot on the goal was blocked initially, Price able to get it.
The Wildcats with another opportunity.
And at some point, when you're just consistently pounding the other team with pressure, you're going to score at some point.
Yeah. I will have at one point, if the Wildcats keep this up at one point or another, it's going to be a 2-1 match.
Well, but that's to be expected. This was two great teams coming into this game. We expected a close match, and So far, 2-0 for Oak Ridge, and time of possession has been somewhat even.
The Trojans have been evening it out because I think in the beginning, the first 20 or so minutes of the first half, the Wildcats were dominating the possession, but that didn't make that much of a difference in the Trojans' eyes as they were still able to score twice, and they're still being able to pressure Whitney.
Able to keep this one in. That was Courtney Wagner, the senior.
And Wagner with a little trickery there to get the Trojan defender off her. Eventually got fouled.
Free kick, it's Gabby Starr, number 18. Out of bounds. Kick it back in.
Wildcats are moving fast. I believe it's Trojan free kick, correct?
It is, that's Price. Only this time in the defending half for them.
I think that was one of the only fouls that have been called.
Yeah, there's been a few free kicks, and now this one. Is Price tripping. What was that?
That Addison Keys or I believe
Looked
so.
like a collision. And that was Gabby Starr.
Oh, my mistake.
And right after that, you could see Press going up to her, asking if she was okay. Saying sorry. Apologizing. It's what you like to see, good sportsmanship in
Always.
these two teams, especially rivals like this.
In an important game as well.
But no foul was called there.
And as we've mentioned, this is a big game between the first and second seed in one of the most competitive leagues, arguably the most competitive league in California. This could help determine playoff positioning and who knows.
So a corner kick for Whitney. Up, the header is missed. Now, rolling out. It'll be Trojan ball.
This has been a highly contested first half with only 7.5 left to go. Who knows what else can happen in this remaining time.
Pretty even time of possession. However, Oak Ridge up 2-0. So they have that to account for.
All thanks to Madison Bichelle. With her thus far masterful performance.
Lily Berliner with the throw-in. Oak Ridge with the counterattack.
Has been one of
excellent
the Trojans'
defense.
major strengths thus far tonight.
Crosser was blocked, but goes the way of the Trojans. Well, that ball rolling all the way to Folsom. No net in the back of the goal box. We get a new ball. And it looks like it's Bichelle coming out.
as well as Abby Kaoli, I believe, or Abigail Thum. Sorry.
Crowd applauding their performance, especially the 2-goal night for Bichelle.
And she very much has the potential to make it a hat trick in the second half.
She gets the playing time, definitely. On fire right now. Almost had another shot to score.
But I think these two keepers have had two very opposite nights so far.
For sure, there's that early scare for the Trojans. Able to rebound, not let that aggressive shot get them off guard.
Well, the Trojans have had many shots on target, which has put the Whitney keeper on watch the entire night. But I believe the back line of both teams have performed quite well.
Whitney player almost getting past Heinlein. Would have had a one-on-one shot on the goal. As time ticks down here in the first half. 4 minutes left to go in the first half. Approaching minute 36 of the game. Marsh, it looks like. This one kicked out of bounds. Looks like a free throw-in for the Trojans.
It could be a big mistake there. They put the Trojans quite close to their own box, which I could be big.
Ooh, this one dangerously close, but Whitney able to track that ball down. Was bouncing around for a while. Got away from the goalkeeper once, but she's able to get it the second time.
It was a great job there from the keeper. That could have been big.
Was Courtney Wagner trying to find separation on Price and Heinlein. Not able to get it, but maybe here now. The crosser. Not able to keep her balance, and it's Price with the excellent defense.
I think she was unable to get that good first touch in.
Lost her footing, maybe?
I think so.
This could be dangerous for Whitney. But goalkeeper able to get there first.
Both teams have been putting pressure on each other in this last minute.
As Kaoli looked like on the fast break, had one-on-one. Or had one person on her as this one for Irizarry. Was a little too far, had a lot of ground to make up to get that one. She was wide open down there.
And now we enter extra time.
Not that much extra time will be added. Maybe about 1 or 2 minutes.
It wasn't many stoppages, mostly just like there was like a few fouls.
Few, maybe because of the ball rolling around more.
If only the nets were there.
Now Oak Ridge trying to get another goal before halftime, make it 3-0 going into the half.
Shouldn't be too much left to play.
Whitney player was tripped. That looked like Lauren Hunter working right around midfield on the right wing. So she'll have a free kick. Whitney trying to reclaim one of those goals before halftime. Make it 2-1 instead of 2-0.
But so far, these teams have not been afraid to be
Ooh.
physical.
Silva going in there to get it. Ball was in no man's land for a little bit.
Maybe just a little miscommunication there on the cross.
This half's still going. No whistle yet.
I'm kind of surprised.
Expect it pretty soon.
Maybe they're just letting the Trojans feel out this last possible attack of the half.
A lot can happen in these last few seconds. This one rolling out.
The ref is looking at his clock, and
Coyote going to Heinlein. Now to Dickey on the left wing going out.
wonder how much longer the ref will let this half play.
Looks like that one out of bounds could have sealed the deal for the first half. They'll let them play. It's Whitney ball, so maybe they'll try one more offensive attack, but this one could be trouble for Whitney. Makes a good move. Shot on the goal is saved.
A great chance there by the Trojans. Continuing to put the pressure on the Wildcats keeper.
Again, it's Coyote. And this one saved. And that's the whistle for the first half. So, excellent half for the Trojans. It's been competitive. The score does not account for that. 2-0 Trojans as we go into halftime. Ready for second half action here from Trojan Stadium on this cold Friday night. The Trojans lead the Wildcats 2-0.
It's going to be a big second half. The Wildcats have to start off strong early so they can get some goals back.
Expecting an excellent second half. Lots of action. And if you're Whitney, you need to score. You cannot give up any goals before you score one.
And ideally score relatively quick. Like as soon as possible, this first goal. Because once you get this first goal, then everything changes after that. Like as long as you get the first goal, the momentum can change. All the pressure will be on the Trojans to respond, and if they aren't able to, then that's even more of an opportunity to capitalize if you're the Wildcats.
Like we said, Whitney is on a little bit of a slide. Lost Wednesday the 11th versus Oak Ridge, 2-1 or 2-0, and only 2 wins coming at Granite Bay and at Folsom. They're desperately looking for a win here. They've been seemingly great on the road in league play.
But the Wildcats are still very much a threat in the second half, regardless of the score.
Been their toughest opponent, biggest threat in the Sierra Foothill League. As they've been in control of this game tonight.
They, after all, the Trojans did find the formula back in early January on the 11th against the Wildcats with a 2-0 win. So the Trojans know what needs to be done. But you cannot count out the Wildcats out of this. They are still very much back. They're still very much in this.
We've got a busy week of streams next week. Tuesday, women's basketball, 7:30. Wednesday, men's soccer here. And then Friday, the big Alpine stream at Boreal. Going to be a fun one to do. Annual Alpine stream. So be sure to watch that one. Afternoon and night race on TPSM on YouTube.
And be sure to tune into men's soccer against Rockland here back at Trojan Stadium next Wednesday.
February 1st. We'll be there.
Going to be a great game. The men are also playing tonight against the Wildcats. I wonder how their game's going.
Well, men's team, I believe, 9-2 on the season. So excellent. Last year they were hovering around 500. However, the JV team was very good.
And it's starting to show its effects as many former JV players are now varsity.
Guys were called up. Now, Oak Ridge had a chance to score there. Just too many Whitney defenders in the area. The crosser does not quite find its target.
But only time will tell if these women Trojans are able to replicate their magical season of last year where they were 5-0 in the CIF playoffs and then won the league, section, and regionals.
And also did not lose a single game all season long.
With a 16-0-3 record.
Using some seniors for that team like Grace Goins and
Olivia Chimenti, Iman Mustafa, and Gabby March, who have all went to major programs.
D1 colleges. I believe Goins is at SDSU. And Mustafa's out West Virginia.
Oh, as well as Emily Lieber, who's at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Oh, those players played big roles in that championship run from last year. But one thing that stays with the team is their leadership. Able to pass it on to the now seniors on this team.
They also ended their year with a 12-win match streak with no draws whatsoever. Perfection.
Now Heinlein taking on the entire team by herself.
What a great run.
Came out of nowhere from the left wing all the way cross court, sideline to sideline.
It looks like fullbacks can also pull in a little magical run here and there and get out of their typical positions and get into the attacking third.
Heinlein, one of their best defenders and passers. Seems like she's always there. Prevent any fast break opportunities.
Heinlein did a great job last year by maintaining the pressure of being a freshman on varsity who made it to the very top of California soccer.
Especially as a freshman, she was receiving starting minutes too. So she played a huge role in that.
I'd imagine that there's enormous things for her future. It's too bad we won't be able to call her senior year, and where she may be at the peak of her high school career.
Peak of her high school career is all 4 years, especially what she was able to do as a freshman. She'll only get better.
That's true. That's true.
It's been a pretty stagnant half. Not many shots on goal. Not many plays deep in opposing territory.
Which
It's
is
mainly been 30-yard line to 30-yard line.
which is not what you want if you're a Wildcat tonight. That's not what you want. You need to have shots on goal. You need to keep the consistent pressure you had in the first half. A goal didn't fall then, but if you keep the pressure up, it will fall.
One-on-one with Heinlein. And Heinlein, what to dig it out.
Once again, Heinlein. We're just talking about her.
She must have heard us because she...
Must have.
Insane run to track that one down.
Great defensive play right there.
Men's basketball team is also playing tonight. Believe it'd be against Whitney. It'd have to be against Whitney.
I believe so. And I heard that the women's basketball team won tonight. I haven't
That's
gotten the score yet.
Good to hear for them.
They're also adjusting to life without their two megastars in Tegan Brown and Ella Ray
Both continuing their college careers, though.
at UPenn and UW respectively. Or UW and UPenn for Brown and Ray.
Free kick for Whitney. If there's a chance to get some offense going, it's here. We have plenty of time, approaching 39 minutes, or 49 minutes. Trying to track that one down was Nina Sauto, the freshman. Now here's Jacqueline Cavara to throw it in, the sophomore. Here's a good chance for Whitney. That did not quite find its target, and Oak Ridge was able to close in on it.
It looks like neither team has been able to get their offenses going.
It's been purely defense in this second half, although short. Only 9 minutes so far. And not a good sign for Whitney. It's been 10 minutes and barely any offense for them.
They're going to have to change that very quickly. They want a chance at changing the course of this match. Little trickery in the midfield.
Dickey tracking it down, now kicking it out. is Cavara going across the field out of bounds. Scoring opportunity for Whitney. This one, excellent defense again. Looks like Heinlein getting that block there.
Surprise, surprise. The Wildcats have to continue to keep replicating those type of opportunities, though, in this.
If you have those
the remaining
opportunities consistently, you should be able to score at some point.
They haven't had trouble getting opportunities. I'd say that their main issue so far has been converting the opportunities.
Capitalizing.
Yeah. Because, like, they have creators who are able to, like, give their attackers and strikers the opportunities, but they haven't been able to capitalize. Also, big in part due to the stout Trojan defense.
They had Heinlein to get past, but Heinlein standing in pretty tall as well, so that plays a big role in her defensive abilities.
Absolutely.
Able to get the head on those balls.
She is a massive presence there.
Was dangerous. Crosser for Dickey was almost taken away by Lakely Perkins, the junior. She would have had a one-on-one shot with the goal, assuming Heinlein or Dickey would not have tracked her down. And now scoring opportunity for the Trojans. This one was blocked and back to a Trojan. As Marsh it looked like. Now, that one, perfect crosser, was just intercepted by Cavara.
That was great pressure there by the Trojans. It's exactly what they have to do. If they can put pressure on the Wildcats, it can lead to goals, but that's also the same thing for the Wildcats also. It goes hand in hand for both teams.
In the air, scoring opportunity for the Trojans. Savannah Miller seeing her first action. Now Heinlein again. From like the 25-yard line. Shot on the goal. Is saved.
I think she may have wanted to cross it in, but there was just no one there.
Yeah, but at the distance, headed towards the goal. Michelle back in the game. Looking for a hat trick here.
It's well within her reach.
There's a lot of time left.
About just under 30 minutes, I believe. But there's also a lot of time left for the Wildcats to come back and win this.
Now here's the Trojans. They have numbers. It's Thumb, crossing, Marsh. Marsh working on the ball. Shot on the goal. Saved.
That was great chemistry there by Thum and Marsh. Able to get that, get the crossover, get the through pass rather to Thum, who was able to use her her speed there to get it to Marsh, and the nice pass there. And great shot there by Marsh.
Now
But
chance
also a great
for the
save.
Wildcats. Heinlein. Who else?
Of course,
Great
Heinlein's
defense.
all over the place, all over the field. She's just been incredible for the Trojans, time and time again.
And she's been in almost this entire game.
Oh, she has. Yeah, I don't think she's gotten out.
When you take someone like her out,
It's a lot of ground to make up.
other team is just going to go right on the offensive. Like in football, when you take Bosa out, the team immediately takes a shot just to capitalize on the fact that he isn't playing.
That's right.
So that's why Heinlein's not been in the game.
You always have
has
to
been
take
in the game the
advantage.
whole time.
You always have to take advantage if the team's best player's out. Best defender, rather.
Now Oak Ridge with an offensive opportunity into the arms of the goalie. And the keeper with another save. After giving up those 2 goals early to Bichelle, she's
been quite busy this second half.
been locking them up. Dickey to throw in. To a Trojan. Trying to stay on the offensive. Price is shot. Trying to find somebody but can't. We get another goal kick for Whitney. Now to minute 57. Still very stagnant offensive second half for Whitney. And that crosser will be kept in bounds by Oak Ridge. Whitney player on the field tying her shoe, it looks like. So it's a unfair advantage. Not unfair, but uneven advantage for the Trojans. There's another person. So they have one extra person on the field. So on the offensive they go. And Mara, she's been seeing some good minutes the second half. She's made some great plays. Able to keep it in. Gioli on the crosser finds Bichelle too far.
Time is running out for the Wildcats to change the course of this match. 22 minutes and counting.
That's Irizarry working on the right wing. Almost took a bad bounce for Whitney. Would have gone to a Trojan who for sure would have had a one-on-one chance to score. Now this one out on Whitney. Throw in for the Trojans.
I think the Wildcats have been a little sloppy in their own final third. They haven't been taking care of the possession that well, which has put the Trojans in opportunities like this.
There's been 2 shots on the goal for the Trojans. As Dickey comes in, their best throw-in person. She was that person last year in the playoff run. Now up in the air, the header, not good. But now, they're taking an Oak Ridge bounce and Heinlein. Could be an awkward position that she fell in.
Heinlein is always able to make her presence known. In all ways.
Able to force someone out of bounds to get another throw in. Keep that one alive.
I think every team wants someone like Heinlein on their back four.
You need someone like that to play excellent defense.
I'd say she's the backbone of the Trojan defense. She's the one who's always there to prevent things from getting worse, and just always like the insurance policy for the Trojan defense.
Under halfway to go in this second half. Still no shots on the goal even for Whitney. That's what we talked about was so important for them going into the second half.
They are gonna have to change their approach to defensive to ultra attacking. I believe that they're gonna have to put all their marbles on the attacking front because they can't afford to not score anymore, just any goals right now or in the rest of this half.
Can't give up any scores either.
That's true.
Put this one away for sure.
But you also can't be too conservative, which I think the Wildcats are just they're more paying attention on the defensive end rather than attacking and trying to get the goals in.
Seems like every time Whitney has had a chance for offense, there's just been a blue shirt right there, able to mitigate that opportunity.
And that's always that's always been a major strength of the Trojans. Their relentlessness on the defensive end that like makes the opposition's life incredibly difficult. Which is a big part why they were regional champions last year.
The defense of theirs down the stretch in the playoffs, it came to play.
As well as their stout offensive attack.
Oak Ridge now, chance to score. It's Bichelle again, looking for the hat trick. The assist, the crosser to Coyote. Her shot, blocked. It was rolling around for a while. It took a while for the Whitney keeper to dive on it, but she does.
Kaylee was not was not letting up on the keeper right there. She was swarming her.
Out of bounds, looks like it'll be a throw-in. Throw-in for Oak Ridge. Coyote to was Liotte. Liotte the junior seen solid minutes this game. She's been in the game for the most part.
The Trojans have been able to pass it to each other quite well, short but efficient. They don't always go for the long bombs unless they think they can get it. So I think all of their passes, all their moves have been calculated. The Trojans have been playing a game of chess, to say the least.
Showing off that chemistry, because a lot of these juniors, sophomores, they were playing with on JV last year. So they were playing with each other, and players like Heinlein and Price and Coyote were on varsity last year, so they know each other pretty well. Now scoring opportunity, trying to find Liotti, and too far.
But yeah, I agree. The chemistry that the Trojans have together is enormous. That the chemistry that helps them so much because they know that each other's habits. They know where they be. They know that they wouldn't do this or they just know where to go and how to like approach every single play.
And especially the team bond that the players talked about in winter sports media night, like taking trips together for whether that be for soccer or just team bonding to get to know each other better and have fun while playing, which is the most important thing to success.
Absolutely, especially with the and they're doing great at handling the pressure of carrying on the Oak Ridge soccer reputation, which isn't always an easy task. But this team seems to have no problem.
It's Price with the good defense. That was Irizarry getting tripped up.
13 minutes and still no score for the Wildcats.
Last year, if I recall, that Northern California Championship, it was this type of game going on around 13 minutes. You had a score and then a penalty kick to tie it in the waning minutes, and then going on to win it with PKs. So
That's true.
it's definitely not over. And as we saw, France in the World Cup tied it down 2-0 with like the 80th minute, 2 scores within 30 seconds. So it's not over, but it's not looking good for Whitney. Just unable to generate any offense.
Yeah, which isn't a great sign.
Oak Ridge now looking for the dagger. Just put this one away and make it out of reach. Liotti, crosser. Abigail Thum, who has blocked. Excellent defense by Whitney. That surely would have been the nail in the coffin for Whitney, making it a 3-0 game.
That could have been enormous, but that was still a great possession there by the Trojans. They were able to, once again, keep the pressure on the Wildcats, keep getting their shots up, putting the Whitney goalkeeper on her back, and making the defense work. In order to have this game stay 2-0.
Well, despite not scoring, every second on offense in a game like this is a second off of defense, trying to defend this one from allowing a comeback. It's Marsh.
As well,
He's had some good offensive plays, and
yeah, Marsh has been enormous. She's been a big part of the Trojans'
some
success
nice
in the
passes.
second half.
Could this be the opportunity on offense for Whitney? Had some separation. Whitney able to keep it alive. That pass down the field was too far for Lakely Perkins. Into the arms of Paige Silva. It was senior night tonight for the Trojans, so a very special night for the seniors. I'd like to give a shout out to Tara Johnson, Natalie Withers, Jenna Thompson, Kelsey Solarzano, Annabelle Price, Abby Coyoli, Audrey Ewing, Caitlin McCoy, Samantha Torres, Madison Mercado, and Madison Bichelle, who's had those 2 goals tonight. We're honored in tonight's senior night celebration.
And rightfully so. These seniors have put their stamp in the Trojan soccer history, and without them, this team wouldn't be what it is.
And any senior right now playing had 2 years taken away from them by the pandemic. So it's especially special to get this opportunity to play in their senior year.
As some seniors weren't fortunate, as the class of 2021 and 21 and 22, that class wasn't able to have these opportunities.
almost under 10 minutes to go in the game. And still Whitney haven't even got it past around the 20-yard line in this second half.
Thus far, this half has been all Oak Ridge, written all over it. They have had the possession. They've had the offensive pressure. They haven't let Whitney get comfortable in their offensive.
Shot on the goal, right into the arms of the goalie.
Yeah, that's one of the many examples of the
Was
Trojans
expecting that one. And Trojans get it right back.
continuing their dominance.
Coach Mercado must have had to talk with them at halftime. Like, keep your foot on the gas. Don't let up.
Which is always the key to success, especially with a team that has the aspirations that these Trojans have.
There's Price tripping up, getting tripped up with the player around midfield. And slow to get up.
Hopefully she's okay. Still a little shaken up.
Now in comes number 27, Jenna Adabar, the junior. Free kick for Whitney. This is a chance to get some offense going. It's now. Adabar making her presence known with that block.
This Trojan defense is not letting up in the slightest. They are not letting the Whitney Wildcats get comfortable whatsoever in the final third, and that's something that the Wildcats have to change in order for them to get back into this.
Here's corner kick.
If converted, this could prove to be a enormous turning point.
This could be big. You'd still have around 7 minutes to have to score another.
With extra time.
Up in the air. Save now. Still going. Now this shot on the goal will not happen, but if you're Whitney, you're glad to see some offense happening here. Had that one shot on the goal that bounced off the crossbar or one of the posts. That's really been all they've had tonight.
Yeah,
And you can imagine how different this game would be if that shot had went in.
they have been struggling to get real opportunities, just like that one in the beginning of the first half. But you're right. If that one went in, who knows what the score could have been now? Could have been the entire opposite.
Oak Ridge able to stand strong defensively. Here comes Reese Bowers in for Gabby Marsh. Or Olivia Marsh. Had that name from last year in my head a little bit for how she played a big role in that team, as you said, Brian, so.
She did. She had a massive role and a massive reason why the Trojans.
Must be your sister?
Maybe.
Guess it runs in the family?
Might be, or just could be a common last name. Who knows? The Wildcats need to create something here.
Throw in for the Wildcats. Time ticking down. Gotta score here if at all. And blocked by Adabar. Create a corner kick. They had a corner kick a few minutes ago and it created some offense for Whitney, able to have that ball in the goal box for quite some time. That's what you'd like to see for them. Header up. And the Trojans, some more defense. Now this shot, looking for Perkins, it looked like. But it sailed a little over her head and into the arms of Silva.
Looks like the Wildcats are just getting a little bit desperate just for a sliver of a goal.
And you have to do that at this point.
All the choice that all they really have left to do.
Just play aggressive offense.
And make sure to not concede a third.
Conceding a third at this point in the game would almost certainly end it.
Yeah, it'd be incredibly difficult for the Wildcats to come back if the Trojans were able to score another one.
And Price coming back in. Under 4 minutes to go now. I'm ticking down here. If you're Oak Ridge, you get possession of the ball. You're just going to keep this one around midfield, midfield, in the offensive half. You need to salt this one away.
Yeah, just need to maintain the possession, not give it up. Don't make any foolish mistakes, and then this game should be the
Desperation
Trojans.
time for them. Ooh, that one. Dangerous for Oak Ridge.
Ooh.
For them, it goes out, but almost found Courtney Wagner on the right wing.
Looks like the track's a little slippery tonight.
Well, it's hasn't rained in about a week, but still a lot of moisture in there, so that could make the playing field a little slippery.
Glad I didn't have any practice today. I think at this point the Wildcats are just taking anything they can get. They're running out of time and running out of options.
Yes. Clock being stopped now officially into extra time. To assume you'll have good amount, around 4 or 5 minutes. No stoppages. Is this one kept in bounds? It is. Wagner trying to find someone, but it intercepted and blocked by Heinlein.
Wildcats are just struggling to get any real opportunities, and the Trojans have just been incredible on the defensive
It's a
end.
good move. This is what you could get. Shot on the goal. Ooh. Had trouble handling that one with Silva, but able to fall on it.
It's a great shot there.
Great shot. Had the accuracy and the distance. And with the Trojans now having possession, that could have sealed the deal for them. You needed a goal there because you're not down 1. You're down 2.
I see it very incredibly difficult for the Wildcats to pull this off now. Even just to force a draw, it's going to take a lot.
Now you could just be playing, get 1 goal, and have some momentum at the end of this game going into your next one.
That's true. That's true. And it's always a morale booster that you were able to get the last minute goal, even if it didn't get you the draw. Heinlein?
Heinlein taking on the entire team by herself again. Her shot on the goal is a little wide, but what a play by Heinlein.
Heinlein going coast to coast.
In comes Madison Mercado, coach's daughter. In the waning minutes of this game. Mercado's gonna have a throw-in. Or it'll be a Wildcat with a throw-in.
McRae was not happy with that change of call, change of possession.
What a pass by, looks like Heinlein or Michelle again. One of them, excellent pass there. The shot on the goal a little too high and little roll all the way out. Add some more to extra time.
Maybe a minute to 2 minutes are left, I believe.
Yeah, not that much left. Whistle and that's the game.
That's a wrap.
Trojans with a 2-0 victory tonight over the Whitney Wildcats. The Trojans will advance to 7-2-3. Wildcats falling to 9-5-6. So, excellent game of soccer tonight for the Trojans. If you're the Wildcats, there's things to improve on, but you played a decent game in the first half on offense, just not able to get those scoring opportunities. But for the Trojans, excellent game for them.
Great game.
Maffio and Brian Sanjorzen, Charlie Limoncelli on camera, Mason Johnson on camera, Charlie Limoncelli on computer, saying goodnight to you from Trojan Stadium.